to you, adventurer of the interwebs. My name's Mikey.
So here's the interview with Dean Hall, aka Rocket, the creator of the DayZ mod for Arma 2. I hope you like it.
I've been seeing reviews by PC gamers saying this is the biggest thing to hit the PC world in 2012. Things about this this is a mod in Arma 2, right? And it's made Arma 2 top of the Steam sales with over 300,000 sales and growing for about 7 weeks in a row, and it's still #1 at the moment.
Yeah, that's correct.
And that's pretty incredible for a mod, so well done for that, first of all.
A mod for a 3-year-old game.
For a 3-year-old game, indeed. It was out in 2009. I couldn't believe it when I read that, and there's hype about this all over the internet, so well done on that, first of all. Can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Yeah, so the aim of it is to recreate sort of an authentic open world zombie apocalypse survival game. So there's a very heavy emphasis on the survival element and not so much of an emphasis, I guess, on the zombie element.
And is it player versus zombie, or are people zombies as well? Is it two-sided?
Well, it's really whatever the player wants it to be, and that was quite a strong theme we wanted in the game. Was so that people could really play it how they wanted to. So some people want to come in and they want to group up. Some people want to form like a bandit group. And that's, I guess, the tagline is, you know, this is DayZ, this is your story. So the idea was that it's an entirely player-focused story. So the players create their world, their environment, they get to do all the interaction and all the stuff as part of it. And that was really, I guess, a key element of what we
it's
were
really
trying
the
to
community and the players really mould the experience they're going to get from it. I heard a crazy story, somebody tweeting that they got kidnapped inside, their in-game character got kidnapped in-game and they were being used as zombie bait or something. Is that the kind of thing that happens a lot in this game?
And I guess that's, you know, people are able to do the things that they want to do from it and experience the different stuff they want to. You know, people call it immersion gameplay, but it's kind of a bit different. I think the aim of this was to try and make a canvas.
I mean, this game is quite different. I haven't really seen anything like this before, and from everything I've read, nobody's seen anything like this. What was your inspiration behind this? What gave you the push to create this?
Well, curiously enough, it was actually when I was with the army. I did a survival training and it went really badly, and you know, I had to face a lot of, you know, difficulties and moral decisions and stuff like that with it. And so I felt like my training hadn't really prepared me well for it, because a lot of our computer simulator training was very process oriented and not very like emotional, situational oriented. So I really wanted to see games where I identified more with my character and felt like the character was an extension of me. And so that was the idea, was to focus it purely on the design, purely on establishing that emotional connection with your character. So having a persistent world sort of changes the players, because when they know that when they next log in, their character is going to be as he was, it kind of switches something on in your head. And then when you know that if your character dies, that character dies, you also react in a different way as well. And I think that's the strong element of what this is that it really appeals to people's sense of, hey, I want to build up this fragile thing.
That's really interesting where it comes from a real experience. And what was it, wanting to create a simulation for the army, or just you wanted a game to be able to create that experience?
Well, I thought that it was a really good training objective to have. You don't necessarily need realism, but you need authenticity. And so that was the idea behind it, is that you need to develop the emotions that players feel, so that you feel connected to it. I mean, I'll give an example. Like, I really loved Skyrim. Like, when it came out, and I waited and installed it, and then I was in the world, I was like, wow, it looks awesome and amazing. But I started to not feel any connection with my character, because my character didn't care whether it was snowing, whether I was in the water, or anything like that. So with DayZ, that's the idea, is to make you feel really connected and threatened by your environment. There's no way to be safe. There's nowhere to be safe. If you don't move, you're going to run out of food and you're going to starve to death. If you do move, you're going to become, you know, smashed by the zombies and players and stuff like that. You're going to be a target. So you're facing constant threats and constant things you have to balance.
And everything's constantly evolving, but it's a persistent world that's still there all the time. And is everybody inside the same world, or is it different servers?
It is different servers. So there's over 1,000 servers now, each with sort of between 30 and 50 slots. With the performance updates that are coming in, it's going to basically double the number of players it can handle. So that will provide an interesting dynamic as well.
This is a mod for the game Arma 2 at the moment. Do you have plans of going solo with this, making it a game that's itself a game, just DayZ rather than a mod?
Yeah, well, I think it has to. Like, it's reached a capacity level at the moment where we have to we have to expand out. Like we've got over 400,000 players now. We're running 22,000 concurrents at peak, which is more than most MMOs. So it's only got really a finite life that it can stand surviving as a mod, and when the Steam Summer sale hits, it's going to increase even more. So whatever it becomes, it needs to have a sensible pricing model, and that's going to be the hard part.
That's going to, Are you going to be thinking free to play or buy the game?
Well, there's been a lot of studios and publishers who really wanted to push the idea with free to play, but I'm not really that big a fan on it, and I think I like the Minecraft model best. What that means is that when we come up with the standalone concept, we need to have it well structured and in such a way that people don't feel ripped off for having to pay an extra €15. So that's really a challenge to the development team to say, okay, well, we need to pick some key features that need to be in the initial alpha that aren't in the mod. What are some things that we can't provide that really need to be in it? And then that €15 or whatever will fund that.
And am I right in that development on the next installment, next stage of this hasn't started yet, but you're definitely wanting to go in that direction?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've made no secret from the start. That's my goal. This is really a tech demo. There's only so much you can do as a mod. For this to grow, it needs to be on its own source code and doing its own thing. But that decision to go down that track needs to be carefully made, and it needs to be well supported by the community, because this project lives or dies on it. There's no marketing budget, and any formal project would have no marketing budget either. So really, the community involvement is sort of tied to its success.
And the community has really started a revolution within the gaming with the Kickstarter, being able to fund games. Wasteland 2 is a fantastic example of how the community gets behind a game and can drive production of it. Have you thought about using Kickstarter?
The problem is, maybe if we were lucky, we'd raise $500,000 or even $1 million. But to be honest, that doesn't go very far. For a highly stylized game like Minecraft, you can probably make it go a wee way, or something like Kerbal Space Program, or reasonably stylized games. But this is an set in an ultra realistic environment. Even doing the Tunerus map alone is sort of a team. You'd need a team of sort of 5 map designers over 6 months. That's kind of expensive.
I bet.
And so there's 10, 15 years worth of development behind Armour, so you're not going to fund that very easily.
No.
So really it's better to just bite the bullet and say, look, we're going to make a good game, we're going to price it at a reasonable level and just try and reach a lot of people with it. Maybe you wouldn't make as much money as if you went free to play, but I think it would be more satisfying, and it would also allow it to be more experimental. If you went free to play, the danger is, how do you make it work?
Yeah, you have to make a lot of cutbacks to be able to make it free to play.
That's right, and then your focus inevitably can become about making hacks. And while I think it works, and you could probably make a lot of money in a good product, it's not really something that
it's not the right direction for DayZ, especially when you want to make it more realistic and gruesome.
The idea of this is an experiment to try and solve a few issues. One of them being, can we make something that's completely free and open world? We don't, can we not have to do what Eve had to do in terms of inventing security sectors and that, and basically make it where the players completely decide the fate, and give them the tools to recreate their own world in it. I think that's huge, but we can't do it above ground unless we went for the sort of stylized Minecraft type world. So I think that's where below ground is the answer for our player creation.
Looking at it from the outside, and it seems everybody agrees, especially the big names in the world, they seem to think your experiment's going very well so far. How do you feel it's been going?
Yeah, well, it has been. It has been going well. I mean, the success really isn't super mine. I wasn't the one who went out and bought, 400,000 units of an old game.
Is that the figure at it now, 400,000?
Yeah, somewhere between 300,000 and 400,000.
That's amazing.
413,000.
Oh, well, that's the current players, but not all.
No, it's not. It's the total people.
Yeah, that's
live update.
Yeah, that's the total. That's the total for. But not all of those. Some of those will have owned Armour 2 beforehand.
Yeah. Okay.
But we know from IDs that it's well over 300,000.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
and you're doing a fantastic job. I had so many people saying when I come here, got to check out DayZ, try to talk to someone from DayZ, and I'm glad I did it. The game looks fantastic. The thing that you guys haven't seen watching this is they've got a very really cool contraption where they've got this. It looks like is that what's called Trek IR? Right. It looks like a little webcam, but it's more infrared or something, and it connects with the headset. They have a little red thing connected to the headset. Then when you move your head to look left or right, in game it looks left and right, and that's, I think, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's really important for games like DayZ DayZ, which is very situational awareness focused. So a lot of what you're actually doing is, rather than directly combating the zombies and other players, you're actually trying to avoid them. So there's a mixture of stealth involved and strategy, running from building to building, because you've only got limited ammunition. So it's all constant decisions. It's really a game of decisions. That's what it is.
And I think it'll do wonders for the immersion of the game as well. Being able to look left and right, and you actually, I can just wonder where is the next step of that technology is going to take you. And it's pretty incredible.
I hope you enjoyed that interview. I felt it went pretty good. It was the last interview I did of the day with Dean Hall, aka Rocket, the creator of DayZ. He was a really, really nice fella. And really good news is that he gave me a map of the DayZ area kind of thing. Gave me a map and he signed it. So I'm going to put together a competition to give that away to someone. So let me know what kind of competition you'd like in the comment section. I'm thinking maybe a Minecraft DayZ themed competition. I'm not sure yet though, so let me know what you think in the comment section. Check the description box to find out more about DayZ. If you haven't got this yet, you really should think about getting it, because it's just so much fun. I'm probably going to run a little kind of let's play little series on this game. Tell me if you want to see me do that. If you do, I'll make it happen for you. And as always, tell me what you think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.